Hey, what's up guys, Sir Emanon here, and welcome to another feature match commentary on the channel today. So this is going to be for another round 1 feature match actually from the current online Discord server tournament. This one did actually pretty well in the poll when I asked you guys. So it's going to be featuring Drivable Windmill on Trickstar Drytron versus Phazos Babbles on Unchained. So that should be pretty interesting. If you guys haven't seen the other video, definitely go ahead and check that one out. It was between Car Curry versus Dogmatic and Vote. And I'm doing a double upload today because, you guys seem to be pretty enthusiastic about these decks. So I'll be happy to oblige. But if you guys do want to participate in the next tournament, definitely go ahead and check out the Discord link in the description box below as per usual. But let's not waste any more time and get right into it without any further ado. So after another long and arduous rock, paper, scissors battle, looks like it's going to be Drivable Windmill taking it. So he's going to be opting to go first here. The opener is going to be Drytron Nova, Preparation of Rites, Trickstar Corobane, Cyber Emergency, and Meteorus Drytron. The synergy here, of course, is that the Trickstars are Light Fairies, so they're searchable via Ben 10. So it's nice that the Drytron is pretty much, or the engine is pretty much a lot of link fodder when you're trying to break boards later on, especially with Natasha and stuff. So this can kind of help out with that. Not to mention the Reincarnation can come up. And then for the Unchained hand, it's going to be Abomination's Prison, Abominable Unchained Soul, Infinite Impermanence, Pot of Extravagance, and Dino Wrestler Pankratops. So this hand is quite good. A lot of these builds do aim to blind second, so it's nice to see Pankratops in the hand. Imperm is not the greatest against Drytron, but it can help out against the Vanity's Ruler builds if they don't have protection for it. It could also stop stuff like Union Carrier if they go for that play. So still a pretty solid hand. You have Soul plus Abominable Unchained Soul, you have Prison, and you have Extravagance as good engine cards. Would like to see a twin, ideally, but we're just going to go ahead and see how this pans out. So we're going to see main phase 1, the activation of Cyber Emergency. That's going to grab a copy of Drytron Alpha. And then going to follow that up with a copy of Drytron Nova. That's going to summon out Gamma. It makes sense to go Gamma here. Yeah, he doesn't need to go Zeta since he has Meteorus in hand already. Alpha is going to tribute away the Gamma. That's going to search for a copy of Bentem. And then going to probably link this away so you get value off the Gamma, right? So just make a Link Rebo. Yep, turn this into Link Rebo and then use Gamma, summon itself by tributing away the Bentem. And then summon itself plus the Alpha. That triggers the Bentem to search. That's going to search for Candina. So yeah, this deck has a lot of flexible normal summons. You see, obviously, they're Vanity's Ruler, but you can do stuff like Cyber Petite Angel, Manju, things of that nature. So this is a pretty experimental tech. Obviously, this deck isn't solved yet. It's getting more and more fixed and standardized, but this is still a cool sort of deviation. And I kind of like that some people are still willing to test around with various builds. But gonna link away the 2 Drytron names for a copy of Union Carrier. That's gonna equip a copy of Dawn Knight to itself. The Meteorus is going to tribute away the 2k attack carrier and summon back the Ben 10. So yeah, Dawn Knight's gonna be able to trigger now. And that can send probably just Delta, right? Because you can prep for the name to reveal off this. And actually, Meteorus is in graveyard, so you can add it back right here. So sending Delta and then using prep, that can search probably another Ben 10. Yeah, searching another Ben 10 and then add back the Meteorus. Super solid stuff. And then going to tribute away the Ben 10 on field actually for a copy of the Delta. Revealing the Ben 10 and then going for a draw. That's going to pick up a Reincarnation. That's pretty good. Ben 10 searches a copy of Licorice. So the thing is that the Drytron restrictions obviously all say that if you choose to special summon, they have to be a monster that cannot be normal summoned or set. So you can't Licorice on your turn, but you can do it on your opponents, so that's pretty decent. Same deal with Reincarnation's Reborn effect. So it's going to then normal summon the Candina. That's going to search for a Light Stage. Light Stage is going to grab a search for another Licorice. Yeah, Corobane also can't be summoned the turn, so I'm kind of curious as to if this is even worth playing, since it's not really gonna be summoned a lot. Maybe it's just there for the honest effect. And then just gonna set the Reincarnation and pass. So it's not a very imposing board, but it's kind of hard to chew through since you have to deal with the Licorices, and then you have to clear the you have to play around Reincarnation. And you also have to deal with Reincarnation bringing something back. So there's just gonna be a lot of bodies on the field that are really annoying to get rid of. The problem is that there's just a general lack of disruption for the most part. But yeah, like look how many cards there are. Like, right, this is a +5 straight up, with more to follow next turn. So yeah, really good stuff. For turn, the top deck was Ash, it looks like, which one turn too late. Interesting, actually, I just noticed he didn't use Impairment all during this turn. He could have stopped Carrier, but maybe he was anticipating the Vanity's Ruler. And the Candina was added, I think, at a later point. Let's actually just check real fast. Oops. Accidentally highlighted the whole text. Let's see. Okay, so actually Candina was added prior to the Union Carrier. So I think it was probably worth using the Imperm at that point. Maybe he was saving it for Verity Anaconda too. Like that's also reasonable, because if your deck has a hard time against Dragoon, that's going to be tough. And this deck could play Dragoon, theoretically, so yeah. I guess I don't hate it, because in the end, there's still not really a whole ton of disruption, and Carrier wouldn't have gotten like an extra disruption. Like, sure, Delta drew the reincarnation, but could just searched it. But anyways, Extravagant's going to banish 6, and then Licorice is going to be used in response, both of them. So then that's going to allow the Unchained player to draw another copy of Extravagance and a Rakia. So that's going to be 400, 200, 400, 200. So that's 1200 damage, I think. It's been a while since I've encountered Trickstar cards, so a little bit rusty in that department. Abomination's Prison going to come down next. It's going to search for an Unchained card. Looks like the pickup is going to be Abominable Chamber, prompting another 400, 800 damage. And then that's a lot of damage already. Like, that's quite good. Pankratops is going to be the follow-up here, which has been historically very good against Trickstar just because it's a big body. Then we're going to see Rakia, followed by a set, Chamber, and then Rakia going to pop it. Chamber and the Abominable Unchained Soul are both going to trigger. So Chainlink 1, Chamber, Chainlink 2, Abominable Unchained Soul. So yeah, this can go ahead and just be another big body that pops something. This activates in hand, so you could Reincarnation in response, but he drew the Ash return, so that can actually be used now. So Reincarnation, Chainlink 3. Will we see the Ash? Yes, we will. Chainlink 4. So this chain resolves, the Unchained Soul comes out, or Abominable Unchained Soul comes out. Have to specify because Unchained Soul is like a sub-party archetype, not a card name. And then the Sarama also is going to be summoned via the Chamber. And then this allows the Abominable Unchained Soul to trigger, pitching the Pot of Extravagance to get rid of the Link Rebo. And then Sarama, that can target Rakia, right? And then summon something else. By setting the Chamber, because it targets an Unchained in Graveyard, pops a card, and then sets whatever you targeted. So, quite good. Yeah, set it. Oh, you set it first, and then you destroy. Okay. That's actually kind of interesting to note, that specific sequencing. Just going to reveal the Chamber. And then Rakia summons a copy of Unchained Soul Disaster. That's why you can't call this just Unchained Soul, because you know they're both Unchained Souls, as are the Link monsters. But this is going to go ahead and eat up the Licorice and go into Unchained Soul of Rage. We're going to see Battle Phase, and Unchained Soul of Rage going to attack the Licorice, but there is Korribane here. So coming in clutch, I guess. What I said earlier, I have been proven wrong, because this is very useful here. That's going to allow the Licorice to beat over the Unchained Soul of Rage, which will allow it to trigger, but you know, getting it off the board is pretty nice. That adds back Rakia to hand, and then also deals 400 in the process. Sarama is going to beat over the Delta, and then this is on, how much does this gain again? It gains attack equal to its original attack, so it's on 32. So yeah, these can't attack over it. Probably not worth it to waste Pankratops. Just going to set Impairment Pass, looks like. So for turn, we're going to see Drivable Windmill, draw a copy of Preparation of Rites. Now, this is quite good. I probably would have used the Reincarnation in the end phase there, however, to bring back the Licorice. Just because, again, like, you aren't able to ever really summon these on your own turn since the Drytron restrictions, and there's just so much value to be had in this graveyard right now that you're not going to pass up the Drytrons here, right? So yeah, probably would have just done that. It's actually link fodder. But let's think about what he has to go against. He has to go against Pankratops plus what he knows is the Chamber. That can bring back the Soul of Rage, and then an Unknown set. So you can light stage the Unknown, see what it is, and then just play around what you do know. And you know the card in hand is not a hand trap since it was added back off the rage the Hcabe was, so quite good. So let's see how this pans out. Pretty interesting. Yeah, Light Sage is going to go ahead and target the middle. I like that one a lot, or I like that play a lot. That's going to go ahead and prompt the Imperm preemptively. And now we're going to see Ben 10 be tributed for the copy of Alpha. Alpha adds Natasha, and Ben 10 can now add another copy of Licorice. That is the last one, I do believe, yeah. And then we're going to see Natasha being tributed away for the copy of Delta. That's going to reveal the Meteonus that was still in hand to draw the third copy of Ben 10. Geez, just drawing all of the good stuff. So that is quite nice. Just free for Gamma. Meteonus, go ahead and tribute the Alpha away for Natasha. So wanting to set that up because now this can just eat the board. And actually Natasha lines up really well against Unchained because a lot of the times decks have difficulty clearing these since there's not a whole, like there's only so much removal that doesn't involve popping, but Natasha is literally just Snatch Steal ×3. So that's just amazing there. Natasha going to gain 1,000 life, and then Meteonus is going to reduce the Delta. That's going to add itself back to the hand. And then going to link that away for Relinquish Anima. Oh, the zone placement definitely matters here for sure. So that definitely is going to force the Pankratops a lot earlier than would have been ideal. So it was unfortunate. I actually want to check something real fast out of my own curiosity. Okay, yeah. So Meteonus Drytron was in spell zone 1. Just want to make sure it wasn't in the Imperm column. Alright, so Anima is going to attempt to absorb the Pankratops, which is going to be Chain of Response, hitting away the Licorice. But now you have to deal with just one back row. So you can Phoenix it. That'll like bring back the Unchained Soul of Rage. And then you can... You can like Cerberus, I guess, force it, and then go for like a unicorn play. Let's see what ends up being the play. Oh, he's actually saying in chat right now I should have used Reincarnation last turn for extra fodder. But I think he'll be fine still, because there's just a lot of really good follow-up here. I don't believe we've used Delta yet. Oh no, we did use Delta, I think. I don't think we used Gamma, actually. So that's like even more link fodder. But normal summoning Candina next. That's going to grab a search for Reincarnation because we're out of other targets. Unless he's playing Lilybell too, but I kind of doubt that. Going to link 2 for Geonator Transverser. Interesting. And then going to Gamma Tribute away Natasha. Summoning itself and the Alpha Thubin. Maybe you can go for Zeus here as well. But like that's like a way you can try and force the Unchained Soul of Rage. Like you can go into Kiki Gachi Fusho. That one's unaffected. And then you can go for Zeus. That's like another option. He's going to link those. Oh, he's going to link away for Heritage Mirage Lights. That's right, because Anima points up. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So this is a generic. That's why I summoned this, because it's generic and it points down. And this obviously is a dark spellcaster, so you can't make this really in this deck with the Anima's material. So that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, gonna use this as a leeway to turn this off completely. And now you can just Natasha steal everything, and you're good to go. So Benton gonna be banished for Natasha. That's going to eat up the Unchained or Abominable Unchained Soul. Natasha gonna gain 15. This card, like, if this deck was seeing more play in real life, because, you know, if there were more real life events, this card is insane in time. My god, look at that. That's crazy. Nightmare Unicorn, excuse me, that's gonna go ahead and get rid of the, or Chamber, rather. I'm getting all my names mixed up. Like, all these names are so similar to me. And then that's gonna be negated by the Herald of Mirage Lights. Oh, or not. Interesting. I wonder why he chose not to negate it. Because like these are also extra fodder for this. Oh, also the Unchained Soul or the Unchained Chamber. Gosh, all these names, man. It shouldn't be shuffled back. because it was already activated in response. So just via game mechanics, even though Unicorn still resolves, because it's a face-up normal trap, it would just go to grave. But shouldn't be a huge deal. I mean, it could matter later if this was to stick around. But Cerberus is going to be the play. So we see Cerberus going to be involved anyways. That's going to prompt the Unchained Soul of Rage, and then go for a copy of Unchained Soul of Anguish. This is going to net him a draw of Cerberus, because it only has to be co-linked on activation. Where is it? Here it is. It doesn't have to be on resolution, so you still get the draw here. That picks up a Fafnir. Natasha gonna banish Ben 10, steal away the Anguish. So, I mean, it didn't even matter that he didn't choose to negate. Yeah, it just straight up didn't matter. How about that? So yeah, Natasha gonna gain more life points. Fafnir gonna search a copy of Nova, and this is just everything. He plays Beta too, so there's another name. Oh my gosh, he's using Anguish effect. What Dark Link monster is he? Oh, access code. That's actually really funny. Wow, he actually used the Unchained Soul of Anguish effect. Dang, that's kind of nasty. Access code gonna gain. Actually, wait. Let's see. You could target one link. Oh, it doesn't have to be in your graveyard. Wow. All right. Well, there you go. So just like that, we see a swift OTK from there. Pretty cool to see the board being broken there. So that was a kind of nice interaction. We saw both decks sort of do what they were meant to do. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying this commentary, definitely be sure to like the video and subscribe if you want to see more commentary videos similar to this one. But we are going to see game number 2, Unchained going to force his opponent to go first. Oh my gosh, Where Art Thou and Droll. I was actually thinking about it last match, right? So let's go with hand real quick. It's Reincarnation, Light Stage, Droll and Lockbeard, Zeta, and Where Art Thou. So some people are playing Where Art Thou normally in Drytron just because it's like another searcher, similar to Emergency. But yeah, this can search Droll. So now you have Droll Reincarnation as like a very unfair play. I kind of like that a lot. It's like really, really cheeky. So that could like end up being huge depending. We're going to see Standby Phase D-Shifter. Oh, I didn't go over the Unchained hand. It's D-Shifter, Unchained Soul Disaster, Escape of the Unchained, Unchained Twins, Sarama, and the Imperm. So yeah, that's going to be fairly relevant for sure. That's going to like force Drytron to be more conservative with the names. We're going to see Light Stage being activated. That's going to search for a copy of Candina. I mean, you could just be playing Trickstar for this turn. Trickstar Candina going to search for a copy of Licorice. You can honestly just go Licorice, Reincarnation, Drill Pass, and that's not bad. It's going to set and pass, and then probably just Licorice on his opponent's turn. Got a special out Pankratops that was drawn for turn. Yeah, that is quite good. Gonna set Escape. And also, like, Impairment Candina, like, traditionally is just not the greatest if they already have the Licorice hard drawn. I guess it's better to do it against this build if they have, like, more Drytrons, but you're already D-Shifted, so, you know, might as well just not take the risk. Gonna set the Escape and the Imperm. Normal summon Sarama, and then go to Battle Phase. Pankratops is gonna attack the Candina. That's gonna be met with the Licorice on Attack Declaration. And then Pankratops will attack over the Licorice, which will get banished. And then, yeah, attack for 15. And then pass. So, yeah, Droll Reincarnation actually didn't do anything because there were just no search cards. No Prison, no Pot of Extravagance. And he's going to draw another copy of Candina, so that's not that great here. Yeah, just no fodder for this Zeta. And that's one of the things with Where Art Thou that people kind of are more hesitant to play it, is that, like, you have to already be set up. Like, if you need a second Drytron name, and you don't have any way to get the first one on the field, this doesn't help you get there, versus things like, obviously, Nova and Emergency. Light Stage going to target this set. Pankratops is going to be used in response. It's going to hit the Light Stage. So this is the themed sort of, I guess, what would you call this type of card? Regeki Brick? Not really. I don't really know what to call this type of card, but you pop one on your field, on your opponent's field. I'm not sure if there's a good categorization for this card, or type of effect. But Candina is going to come down next. That's going to be Impermed. And then just going to pass. And we're going to see Prison, excuse me, being drawn for turn. Prison gonna activate, searching for a Ruha. Now we can see Droll Reincarnation come in. Yeah, Reincarnation, Chainlink 1, Droll Chainlink 2. It's gonna banish the whole hand. I'm not sure why he's banishing his hand. Yeah, okay, they're catching it now. It's been a while since people have played Trickstar, so I think people just forgot. Like, he forgot what his own Trickstar cards did there, but it would be nice if he was able to mulligan there because his hand's not very good. But yeah, this is still fine for Unchained, I think. Oh, there's a Delta, so there's a name that was needed, and now this Where If that was going to be live, so that's good. So we're going to see Zeta tribute away Delta. That's going to search for Meteonis. I can now Where If that and grab Alpha, and that is going to be quite good. Yep, that is pretty nice. Alpha going to go ahead and be attributed away for Delta, actually. That's going to reveal the Meteonis to draw one. Let's see. So that drew Natasha. That actually does change things, because now this is an out to the Sarama. Or at least is going to force the escape. He's going to link away the Candina and the Zeta for Hcabe Carrier. These are light, which is cool. Helps make Carrier. Carrier... Okay, so it looks like on summon, or maybe in response to the effect, escape is going to be targeting the Sarama and the Carrier. I guess it wouldn't matter either way, because this wouldn't resolve if it targeted itself. They didn't really specify in chat like what this targeted, or when this was being used exactly, but I can assume that it was targeting itself, and this was in response to the Carrier. But Sarama going to be used. That's going to summon out a Ruha from deck. And now the interruptions are kind of done, so we can just go for Alpha. Alpha going to be tributing Natasha. And that's going to search for a copy of Ben 10. This is a little awkward now, because the way he did this, I think he was assuming his carry was going to resolve. Because he did Delta first when it could have done Alpha, and then like Delta tribute away the Ben 10 and get a little bit more value. Because now it's a little bit more awkward, because this is going to be harder to tribute. But he could still bring back Natasha because of Meteonis, which is not too bad. Oh, going to overlay instead, though, for Kiki Nagashi Fucho. And yeah, just going to go ahead and attack in and then make a Zeus, which is quite good. He doesn't have to Zeus right now, he can just wait. He also has Reincarnation and Grave still, so that's quite good. So yeah, it's going to pass. And then return, we're going to see a top deck Imperm. That's not going to be very good here, unfortunately. Oh yeah, take 2000 in the end phase for Where If Thou. I actually forgot about that too, but they caught that. That's good. That's something that I definitely don't want to forget, because it can be relevant for sure. Gonna set Imperm, and then Zeus going to be used in the end phase. And yeah, it's probably just game from here. Drawing another copy of Ben 10 is going to seal it. There's 3 Drytron names, there's 2 Ben 10s. Again, he probably should use Reincarnation in the end phase there after the Zeus, but probably not going to matter here. Ben 10 going to go ahead and be tributed for Alpha. That's going to search Ben 10. Ben 10 can trigger as well for a copy of Korobane. And then Ben 10 going to be tribute away for the Delta. That's going to reveal Meteonis to draw a Beta, so it's another name. Beta tribute away for Zeta, and then link everything into Unicorn. Normal summon Candina, search for a copy of Lilybell. Oh, he is on Lilybell, okay, fair enough. And then go for Access Code, and then Access Code plus Zeus's game right there. And that is going to be it. So pretty interesting showcase of what this deck is able to do. I kind of like the fact that this deck plays a little bit more of like the Trickstars kind of help enable what the Drytrons are good at doing like later on in the game. You might have a little bit of a weaker setup, unless you specifically have Joel Reincarnation, which is kind of just a funny way to end the game on the spot. But I do like the fact that this deck has the ability to kind of pivot, like based on the matchup, like when you're trying to break the board. But there's so many options in the extra deck, right? Like we saw Zeus as an out, we saw all the Nightmares as an out, obviously Natasha, and like Herita Mirage Light as well. So there's like a whole bunch of things that you can go into going second, not to mention Access Code to clean up boards. But yeah, also pretty good showcase for Unchained. Not as much in that second game, but in that first game it was pretty cool to see all the Unchained cards kind of go together. It is a blind second list, as we saw. But unfortunately, there's so much follow up for Drytron that it's really hard for Unchained to kind of keep up if they get their stuff established. But that's gonna do it for the match, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like as well as any thoughts or feedback in the comment section down below. Feel free to subscribe for more informative and competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you want to, you can follow me on all social media platforms or support me via Patreon at TCG Player. All the links in the description as usual. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next video. See you guys.